Good morning. It is freezing here today, absolutely freezing. I pulled a soup out from the freezer and realised I have not started the sourdough. So this is my go-to bread. It's like an artisan loaf. You can put it in a loaf tin, you can make a boule out of it, you can make buns out of it. It's pretty simple and it doesn't take a lot of time out of my day. So this is definitely a go-to one for me. We're going to start with 3 cups of water. This is just plain tap water. And to that I'm going to add, and this is optional, but I like the texture it gives. So about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Just give it a bit of a stir. And then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of instant yeast, just the stuff you get out of the supermarket. And this is a 15 ml spoon. So I know this one's a 20, which is a bit odd, but consistency here is ridiculous. I'm not even going to wait for this to activate. I know the yeast is a good idea to before, so I'll just give it a mix through. And then I'm going to add 6 cups of flour. This will make 2 loaves, by the way. I don't compress the flour, I just fill it and level it off. Alright, 6 cups of flour. I'm going to add a little salt just for flavour. You don't have to, but my family likes a bit of flavour. And I'm going to give that a mix. Now this is a no-knead bread, so, and I love a no-knead bread. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like to knead at all. It's time consuming and it hurts my wrists, but that's okay. I save that for the special breads. Did you see my lovely apron? It's got a crazy chicken on it. My mum made me this and I love it. Absolutely love it. All right, once it sort of starts to come together a bit, you see it's pretty shaggy at the moment. I'm just going to get a hand in there and just give it a bit of a squeeze, just to mix in leftover bits of flour from the bottom. I'm using a square container. This is my container that I use for this because it can sit in the fridge for, well, a week or 2 really, and you can still use it. It can develop some nice flavours when you do that too. But once you get it past about 10 days, it sort of drops off, doesn't rise as well. It's better for like pizza bases and things then, and that's about it. So this, oh, hang on, I'll just wash my hands. So from here, we're just going to pop a lid on it. If yours is in a bowl, just pop some Glad wrap over the top. We're going to let it sit out for about 2 hours. Welcome back. It's been 2 hours, and as you can see, this has risen lovely. Always does. It's a very simple bread. So this is now going to go into the fridge for about an hour. I really do recommend chilling it before you bake with it. So that's what I'm going to do, and then we'll come back and bake. Welcome back. This is well and truly rested. So we're going to pop it in a pan and allow it to rise. A second rise like you would with a normal bread. That's all it is really. It's just normal bread. So you'll notice my pan is very old. I like old things. I don't like to replace things unless I absolutely have to. And this one's from a cake shop my family used to own, which is very good. So as you can see, this has risen. It's beautiful. It's spongy and gooey, and it's just perfect really. I really like that. I really like that texture. I'll just wipe my hands off. So to begin with, I'm just going to oil. And I always oil my hands. Unless it's sourdough and I'm cooking on a piece of parchment. I don't oil that, of course. But I'll do with this. Now, this is really sticky, so if you've got wet hands, it's going to help you. But you can use a little bit of, I've got some flour here just in case. And I will just lightly flour the, just put a little bit here, just so when we bring it out. Now, this makes 2 full loaves, or 2 full boules. You might want to call them boules. Artisan breads, but we're just going to do a loaf like a sandwich loaf style. So I'm just going to take half of this out. Oh, it's really nice. There we go. That's about half in there. And here's your other half. And I'm not going to knead this at all. I am going to stretch it out a bit though. And I have a bit of a weird way of doing a sandwich loaf. I've never seen anybody else do it that way, but I cut it into 4. Not even pieces, just pieces. We don't really mind. Oops. And then I just create a bit of tension in each. I roll them up a little bit. Might need to wet my hands. And I stick them in the pan like that. Just beside each other. And I will wet my hands because they're just really sticky. That's better. So just roll them up. If you ever struggle with wet dough, with sticky dough, wet hands is the way to go. See how much tension that's better. Pop that in there. And then this one. This should feel really stretchy. Water. Really, really stretchy. There's another section. I like to do it this way. It makes it really easy to pull apart if you don't want to cut it. And if you want to cut it, then it tends to stay together. I don't know why, it just does. I don't fuss with things that work, so. All right, so they're not even, but they are in there. I'm going to cover this. I might give it just a very light spray with some olive oil because I've misplaced my second pan, which I would normally pop on top, but that's okay. Just pop some, no, I have to find it. Okay. I'll just pop a little bit of olive oil on top, just a spray. You could use vegetable oil. You don't have to do this. I'm just doing it because I'm going to put some Glad wrap just loosely over the top, just so it can rise in a little bit of humidity. I've got the heater going, it's really dry in here. I'll get a bit of this. Normally I have a pan that goes on top, or I use a clean, new shower cap, one purpose, fit for purpose, we'll call it. Fit for purpose, because you don't want to be using one that you've had conditioned hair in. That's not good. Soap is not good for anything like this. So I'll just create a little humidity bubble, like a little glass house really, isn't it? And then I'm going to sit this out in a warm area, and I've got my stove running at the moment, making some beans, making some soup. So I'm going to stick that over by the stove, just in a warm area. Look, you don't have to, you can just leave it. And you want it to about double before we start to bake. So I'll be back when it's ready to bake. So this has risen really beautifully, and we're just going to wait for the oven. We're going to set it at 200 degrees for now and just let it heat up for about 20 minutes. I want the oven hot. You can see, sorry about the shadow, you can see all the uneven portions. It really doesn't matter. This is going to rise beautifully, and I'm very excited to have it with my soup. Love the soup. This is one of my chicken soups. My niece has been asking for the recipe for this, so I'll definitely be doing a chicken soup one. I tell you, they love my chicken soup. So we're going to make the bread to go with it today, though. Yay! Okay, so this has been heating for 20 minutes, and this has actually risen a little bit more. Look at that. It's actually looking really good. It's excuse my dirty oven. We actually cook here, so we have dirty ovens. So I'm going to pop this in for about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to check it because I know my oven and it can get a little hot sometimes. So we're going to just chuck it in here. I'm going to check it after 15 minutes, and if it looks like it's getting a little bit dark, I'm going to pop a bit of foil over the top, because the top will have already crusted, and I'm not slicing this, I'm not dragging any blades through it to allow expansion. So the only thing it has at this point is itself, so it will split if it has to, and I don't care. This is not a sourdough, this is just bread for dinner. Really, we don't need to worry about it, do we? So that's what I'm going to do, and yeah, I'll see you in about 15 minutes, and we'll just check it. All right, so this beeper has gone off, and we're going to check this, and look at my mess. Look at that. This is rising really well. Now we've got this at 200, so we're going to knock it down to probably about 180. I think about 180. This is a pretty consistent loaf, so I'm going to do that, and it's looking a little darker on top of that I like at this point, so I'm probably just going to cover it I've run out of foil, so we're going to do a little bit of baking paper, I think, just to take the heat off the top, I think. And you want to cook this loaf, you don't want it to be raw. I don't know how many times when I started baking, I undercooked loaves thinking, oh, I don't want to burn it. Just cover it, baby. Just put something over it. Honestly, do it to what it needs to be done, because there's nothing worse than undercooked bread and you've gone through all that effort and it's not going to work. Just cook it. 30 more minutes. The bread is done. Let's have a look, eh? Look. Excuse everything going on around this. That looks good. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna get this out. All right, we've got it out. Look at this. So it hasn't risen much more. We've allowed the bulk ferment to do most of the rising for us, but it is delightful. Look at that. Now we have a choice here, and some people like it really crunchy, and if they want it crunchy, they're going to leave it like this. Me, I like it to be a bit more of a, hang on, where's my butter? A bit more of a chewy sort of texture on top. So, oh, I've got some butter here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to just get this out of the pan, and then we'll come back and we'll butter the top because I love it like that. All right, so we are going to just find our little bread here. This actually looks really good, and I've got butter here. Normally I would use a stick of butter, like a block. I have one, but I ran out, so I'm just using the stuff that we normally spread on toast. Still butter. Is that better? So look at that. That is delightful. That is just, it's still crunchy on top, but that will hopefully soften with my little buttering. I like that idea. And we'll come back and cut it soon.